Need to start finding a seat, please. Down to 2 minutes. You want that special seat. Everybody, please.
Can't hear anything. Very close here. This time we've got a power button. Today it's small plug together. I need everybody to thank Gabe Bruck and Alex after the meeting. Jack couldn't be here today, but we really need some other people to take over. Jack's learning, Gabe's learning. Gabe was a stalwart last year. Okay, are we ready? Just tell me when. Okay, folks, we're ready. I call this meeting of the Rotary Club of Oakland to order. Excuse me. I'm Dudley Thompson, and I have the honor of serving as the president of the Rotary Club of Oakland. We were founded in 1908. We are the third established Rotary Club of some 36,000 Rotary clubs in 200 countries around the world. We're a diverse community of some 300 local business professional and community leaders who unite to improve local and international communities. We have a common commitment of service above self. For over 113 years, we've welcomed Rotarians and guests to our club meetings, and I welcome you to this, our 5,362nd meeting. For those of you attending online, if you're a visiting Rotarian or the guest of a Rotarian, please enter your name in the chat box that's located in the center of the bottom of the screen so that we can recognize you in a few minutes. We recommend that you view today's meeting using Speaker View, which is located in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, or if it's mirrored, it's the upper left-hand corner, upper left right-hand corner of the screen. And if you have comments or want to ask a question of our speaker today, please use the chat box. For those of you that are here in the ballroom, I ask that you do not use your electronic device to watch the meeting or to connect to the ballroom Wi-Fi. Under current Alameda guidelines and our club protocols, it is required that you wear a mask inside if you are not eating or drinking. We're trying to make this space as safe as possible for our members and our guests while we can still have a great meeting. I also ask that you refrain from talking during the meeting as sound becomes background noise for our online broadcast. Tommy Edwards, are you out there in Zoom land?
Yes, I am, Dudley. You ready?
There we go. There's Tommy. Welcome. You have a thought for the day for us, Tommy?
Thank you, Dudley. Yes, I do.
Just a moment, Tommy. We need some sound here. Bear with us a second.
Smile, Tommy, you're on big TV.
He said, hold on.
It's just a moment, Tommy.
Smile. Smile while you hold on.
Tommy? Me? Can you hear me, Tommy?
Barely.
Sandeep, our intermediary there. Tommy, if you can hear me, I'm going to ask you to give your thought for the day in Zoom land. I have a thought for the day just as a backup.
Are you ready?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Thanks, Dudley.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Good morning, everyone. My thought for the day is life-work balance. Let's face it, everyone's busy. Everyone I know is working 1.5 to 2 FTEs every day for months. I'm not sure why, but with that type of busyness, it's important now more than ever to have life-work balance. 2 things. Knock off at quitting time, be it 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, unless you have something desperately urgent that you have to do. Knock off at quitting time, go home and start enjoying your life. Number 2, take a vacation. Take all of your vacation. The work will still be there when you get back. I tell people all the time, I get 4 weeks and I take every single day. If I have something left over for the next year, it's because I did a lousy job of doing my vacation. Thank you.
Sure, that was a really thoughtful one because I know what a good guy you are. It was just great. So my backup is this. There are only 2 days of the year, but nothing can be done. One is called yesterday, and the other is called tomorrow. So today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live. It's from the Dalai Lama. Okay. So, you put up the vision statement there for me? Okay. Could you join with me in the Rotary vision statement? Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Thank you. I'm going to ask Sean Marks. Could you come up here, please, Sean? Today, we're holding a little bit of club business. We're voting on the nominating committee. We nominated the nominating committee 2 weeks ago. I'll turn this over to you, Sean.
I'm here to dispense. Does anyone need a sanitization? I have the honor and pleasure of overseeing the most important election, more important than last November's, in this nation's history. The nominating committee will choose our directors for next year that will serve for 3 years, as well as our president that will serve for the Rotary year 23-24. Yes. And the nominating committee, as of now, is Wise Allen, Ken Benson, Sean Cowan, Phil Campbell, Jim Campanigro, Karen Friedman, Shannon Hackley, Kim Johnson, Anne-Marie Jones, Robert Kidd, David Kittner, Harold Lowe, Jack McAvoy, Mark Rosen, Alita Scola, Gail Alkema, and Pat Williams.
No. Move that nomination, please.
So that is the nominating committee, the nominations for the nominating committee. Do I have a movement?
Question.
Yes.
Shannon Hackley's name is not on this list.
Okay. Was Shannon Hackley supposed to be on the list?
Yes,
Okay, so we ask that when you vote, you add Shannon Hackley's name to the list, please, and the ballots are in front of you. Is there any other questions on the nominating committee?
You can vote once or
So moved. Is there a second? All in favor? All opposed? All right, the motion passes. So for each of you, you've got a ballot in front of you, and you can vote for 7. You can choose to vote all 7 votes for one person. You can just disperse all 7 votes however you want. And for those online, how would the document? There's a Google document in the chat. In the chat. So if you vote there, we'll get your votes. I'll be back to report the final nominating committee of 7 at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Good job. I get to do that in a couple of years. I hope I can do it as well. Get it straight. Okay. Ed, we'll start off on Zoom. Sandeep, are you there? And can we hold a mic? I don't know if we resolved it. Somebody with a mic. Who has a mic? Ed, we'll get back to you in a moment. Could you hold your mic up to the speaker? Sandeep, are there any guests online?
There are no guests online.
Okay. Will you give the mic back to Ed? Ed, do we have any visiting Rotarians today?
Let me find out.
Allison, I think, said there were none.
Well, actually, there is one. I'm
Okay.
myself a visiting Rotarian. I've been appearing by you. Here I am in person. So.
Great. Okay. Members with guests today, would you please introduce your guests? Peter Turner. Who's got the mic? Just a second, we need to get mics around you. You have the mic first. Ruth Stroh.
Thanks, President Douglas. I'd like to introduce my guest, Sherry Powers, who's a member of IB Hybrid. This is the second time, and Sherry is considered an application.
Great. Welcome, Sherry.
My guest today is Peter Holland, neighbor, old-time friend, golfing partner, friend of Dudley's.
Great. Welcome. Take care. Thank you for being with us today, Peter. Wendy.
Two guests today. Both people have their applications in, and it's just a matter of getting them adopted. Given the process graduated Trophy Immigration Attorney.
Great. Welcome back, Mary and Kevin. And I know that it's very close. We'll get you up here in a couple weeks. Or a week, whatever. Linda Bosnick, past president, Linda.
Pretty funny, President Dudley.
I'm not very funny.
I am Linda Bosnacker, retired nonprofit executive, and Rotarians and President Dudley. I'm very pleased to introduce my guest today, who is Bob Welch with BTR Capital Management Incorporated, who has just recently moved his office to Oakland, and he's residing in a very familiar space, 1999. What's the street? Oh, Harrison. Yeah.
Harrison.
And Bob is also considering joining Rotary.
Great. Nancy, Anne Marie.
Hello, my fellow Rotarians. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Lee Usher. He is many awesome things. One of them is management consultant, another is professor. Today, his proud role is a spouse of Mark Kendall.
Any other visitors today? David Kirsten. Well, can we get the other mic? We have the other mic, maybe.
Justin?
Oh, yeah.
David Kirsten, it's my pleasure to introduce Monica Bernikas to the club. She's a prominent personal injury attorney here in Oakland. Thanks for coming, Monica.
Welcome, Monica. Good to have you with us today. Okay. Any other visitors? Could I have the people that we're going to induct today please come up? Gabe, are you able to flank out the screen? Okay, Henry, please tell us two interesting facts about two interesting people.
It is my pleasure to introduce and to help induct the Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir. They are absolutely no strangers to the Rotary family, and I'm just delighted that they are joining. And we have two extraordinary representatives from OIGC with us today. Number one, I'll go with Isa first. Isa, beyond being their marketing maven, she is, and these are the two fabulous facts. Number one, who here likes puns and bad jokes? Awesome, then hit up Isa. She is your girl. She's always open to a good pun. And two, she has her own business aside from all the fabulous things she does with the choir. And you can find her at ChuOnCakes.com, Chu spelled like her last name, C-H-U, where she decorates cakes and cookies and all sorts of fabulous things. So that is Isa. Wave everybody, Isa. Excellent. The second person I'm just honored to introduce is actually a very close personal friend of mine, one of my favorite people in the whole world, the executive director of the choir, and that is Maren Amdahl. Right there, Maren. Maren comes to us, she was originally from Seattle, but then went to Minneapolis, and then came to San Francisco, and now she's in Richmond. And so she gets around quite a bit. She's also an incredible singer and joined with the choir as a singer. But after more than a decade of managing financial associations, she was delighted to become the executive director. The other little interesting fact is that she also helps run a business. It's a family business where they sell horse tack. So if you have any need for horse-related whatever, hit Maren up. She's your girl for that. So please help me give a warm Rotarian welcome to the Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir with Maren and Isa. Thank you.
Thank you. Keith, would you please come up? You're introducing two people today, too.
Well, it really is an honor to be standing here, seeing Oakland Rotary grow in the way in which it is, truly reflecting the mosaic of Oakland. It's incredible. First of all, I want to introduce, and we've introduced Liz Ortega before. She spoke before us in August. Her husband was inducted into Rotary about 3 weeks ago, but she got called away on unable to speak, but that was settled. Liz is the executive director of the Alameda County Labor Council, and excuse me, if there is one person who is responsible for the A's staying in Oakland, having a new stadium at Howard Turner, a person who is keeping people focused, is Liz Ortega. Much about her personal life, how she arrived in this country, when at the Q&A when she spoke. So it is my pleasure to once again introduce Liz Ortega Torra. Next future soon to be Rotarian is Kathy Jackson Gent, who is the CEO of a global enterprise, which is for financial advising. She also is the CEO of Aussie, a group called Aussie that provides financial advice and encourages investments in enterprises. And we know that in Oakland, development, particularly good development in both East Oakland, Deep East Oakland, and West Oakland is very important. But it doesn't stop there. She created a nonprofit that is part of the Aussie, and that is called Sister Hub. Right, Sister Hub. And that organization provides assistance to help women who have had some tough times, but to be able to grow some of those life challenges. So with that, I want to introduce Kathy Jackson Gent. Thank you.
Liz, Lauren, Isa, and Kathy, we're happy you have chosen to join us. Please know that your family, and we have some family here today, and friends are always welcome to join us and participate in our projects and events. By choosing to join us, you have accepted the Rotary vision, and you also agree to conduct your affairs according to the four-way test. In your bag, you'll find a framed copy of the four-way test. It is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? I have in your bag, you'll find your red badge indicating your new member status. There's also your Rotary pin. I hope you will wear it proudly. It's really amazing, everyone. We were in San Francisco a couple of weeks ago, and I was wearing a pin, and twice, once in a restaurant, and I can't remember where the other place was, somebody stopped us, one whose grandfather belonged to Rotary. It's amazing the connections you'll find with just a little pin that you wear. In it is our club book with basic information and also the history and the roster of your 200 or 300 new best friends. Your commitment is to attend meetings, participate in service activities, practice service above self, and contribute to the Rotary Foundation and the Rotary Endowment. It's my pleasure and privilege to induct you as the newest members of the Rotary Club of Oakland. Let's give everybody Okay, Ralph Sklar. You please join me up here. This is the last week of our Paul Harris Month. Would you please share with us a little bit about what we're doing?
You know, they gave me a script that they'd like me to read, but, you know, the mask fogs the glasses so much. So here's what I'm going to tell you. We do so much good stuff around the world, the Rotary, and funded by our Rotary Foundation. We change lives. And we can do it because of the labors everybody puts in, but also because of the very generous contributions of the people who become Paul Harris Fellows. You become a Paul Harris Fellow when, in total, you've contributed $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. And every time you contribute another $1,000 in total, you're recognized yet again. So today, let's take a few moments to recognize these awardees who've been so generous with their wallets and have really changed lives around the world. President Dudley.
Thank you, Ralph. So today we have 7 people that we're honoring. Robert Spencer, Paul Harris Fellow. Good to have you, Robert. Isaac Koss Reed, Paul Harris Fellow. Sean Marks, Paul Harris Fellow +4. That would be $4,000 in addition to the original $1,000. Robert Kidd, Paul Harris Fellow +7. So Karen Friedman. Karen Friedman is acknowledged as a major donor, which is when you reach $10,000. And Alex Colson is recognized as a major donor. I don't know, Seth. You're only a major donor +3. I thought last year would have got you like for something, but Seth Butner, major donor +3. It's my understanding, I forgot, Robert Kidd, are you going to say something here? Robert Kidd +7. I didn't. No, Robert. Did I get you your pen? Okay, who's talking here? Anybody? Isaac. Come on up, buddy.
I don't know exactly how long I have, but I'll keep it brief.
Fair enough. It's an honor to be up here with such an incredible cast and in the room with so many great people who are not only doing incredible things professionally, but also giving back to their community. That's why I give. I give because it's one of the many ways you can give back in time, in money, in ideas. And I try to do my part, and I know I have a lot more to do to catch up to some of the great folks up here. So thank you.
Okay, somebody asked to ring the bell today. Pat Williams. Can somebody get a mic to Pat back there? Do you have the good working mic there?
Thank you, President Dudley. I want to ring the bell today twice for Ruth Stroup. The 2 reasons are, first, for the 2019 gala, Ruth donated very kindly a pick your own vacation. And I was the winner of that, and she's been very kind and accommodating and helping to arrange a vacation for me to Hawaii in February, coming up February. And then the second reason is Ruth, twice this year, has hosted community paper shredding days. One was in the spring and one was just this past Saturday. We have used those days to get rid of a lot of old rotary papers that needed to be shredded. And I also used it for some of my own personal stuff. So thank you, Ruth, for both those awesome things.
Thank you, Pat. Pat Williams is ringing the bell twice. And for those that are new to the club, they're ringing the bells, a generous $100 donation to the Oakland Rotary Endowment. Seth Butner, could you join us? Smile, Seth. Jen Leggett here. Is she here or is she online? Do you know? Here. There we go. Lieutenant, let's come up.
As you know, I'm Seth Butner, past president, immediate past president. During my year, we emphasized the homeless community and the work that we were doing there with the homeless community. And one of our great partners that we discovered during that year was the Salvation Army. And every meeting, we dedicated the honorarium for the speaker to a homeless organization that we present the check to. For the first half of the year, we presented to the Salvation Army, check of $2,000. And then for the second half of the year, I want to present the other $2,000 or $1,000 for a total of $3,000 for the year. We appreciate everything you do for us, Salvation Army, and Jim Leggett will come up here to accept that. Thank you.
I was asking permission to defrock.
Yes, you may. You want to say something?
Yeah. Just briefly. Well, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. In my last posting, I was a Rotarian in Moreno Valley. But on behalf of this club and on behalf of the Salvation Army, I want to extend my deep gratitude for your continued support of the work and in aiding to serve suffering humanity without discrimination. It's what we do, it's who we are, and we couldn't do it without wonderful men and women like you that serve your community and make things happen. So God bless you and thank you very much.
There's rumors that Jen may be invited to join our club and might be accepting too. So we're looking forward to talking. Yes, Maren. Certainly. Was there a particular reason or just because you're a joyous human being and like to sing?
All of that, and I want to share with all of you some brand new information that I just told Isa when I walked in the door. So you will be, all of you, the first to know even before our choir knows. I'm really excited to say that after 2 years of not performing publicly, Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir will be performing our annual holiday concert this December 4th. I'm excited to invite all of you. Normally we're at the Paramount Theater, and this year, to keep our choir members and our community safe, we are going to be in an outdoor location that I signed the contract on this morning. We will be singing at Jack London Square on Saturday, December 4th at 4 p.m. So I would like to share all of that with you. We would love to invite Rotary to support us in spreading the word about our concert. The details will be up on our website at oigc.org, and we'd be happy to have some involvement in spreading the word and helping us get awareness about our first public holiday concert since 2019. So thank you.
Isaac Costrine.
I want to ring the bell for new member enthusiasm and the Interfaith Gospel Choir, because if I had to choose a faith, it would be Interfaith.
Isaac Costrine rings the bell for the Interfaith Gospel Choir. Okay, Bruce Nye. I'll leave a minute later if you get moved to ring the bell a few more times. Bruce, would you introduce our speaker?
I will do that. This is a real thrill for me, High Rotarians and guests. As you probably know, our speaker, Sabrina Landreth, has been the general manager of the East Bay Regional Parks District since last March, the largest local park agency in America. The district has 1,000 employees serving a diverse population with 22 million visitors per year to its 73 parks. Sabrina is a seasoned public administrator, as you probably also know. As a community activist, I enjoyed meeting her and working with her more than 10 years ago when she was Oakland's budget director. I've also seen her work successfully as the Emeryville city manager and most recently as the Oakland city administrator. She led a development of a capital improvement program incorporating community input around racial equity goals and instituted a Department of Race and Equity. She has also worked in the state assembly and with various state agencies. Sabrina highly values the Park District as many of us do. She's committed to advancing its mission to protect open space in the East Bay and provide access for everybody. She has longtime ties to the East Bay. Both she and her husband are fifth generation in the region. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree from MIT and a Master's of Public Policy, I'm happy to say, from Cal. So, fellow members, Sabrina Landreth.
All right, well, good afternoon. The last time I was in this ballroom, there were a lot more people in here. Many years ago, but it's really great to see so many familiar faces in person. I will tell you, I was just mentioning to Bruce, I spoke in front of the Livermore Rotary two days ago. And they had me show up at 6:45 in the morning. So I really appreciate the civilized time here. But again, really a pleasure to be here and an honor to be able to come and talk in my new role, which I will get into a little bit. But just to remind some of you, because I didn't know all of this about the East Bay Regional Park District until I frankly started in my current role, even though I grew up in the area. But yes, we are the largest district in the country. Pretty remarkable and growing. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Established in 1934, just extraordinary the vision that was behind that in the East Bay, where the Alameda County residents actually opted to tax themselves to create and preserve the ridge lines over in Oakland and Berkeley as the original parks. And so just extreme vision by those. We serve all of Alameda County and Contra Costa County. So also a lot of people don't know that. Very, very large district geographically, and based off of the latest census numbers, actually serving approximately 3 million residents within those two counties. So, and growing, as you guys know. And I will correct Bruce on something, which we actually right now are serving over 30 million visitors a year. And that's actually an increase that we've seen in the last 18 months, which I'm going to also talk about. 73 parks. Unbelievable. Most of you probably haven't been to some of them or heard of some of them. I encourage you to go on our website. There are some gems in there that you would never believe are part of the East Bay Regional Park District, including several state parks that are run by us. 125,000 acres and growing, over 1,500 miles of trails and growing, and 55 miles of bay shoreline. Largest property owner of Bay Shoreline in the Bay Area. Over 1,000 employees, huge. That includes, we have my own police department, my own fire department, public works, biologists, the rangers, which everyone thinks of, but you don't really sometimes think of the fact that it actually is really a full service district within those 1,000 employees. Very happy to say in 2020, very early on in March of 2020, when I was just winding down my time here in the city of Oakland, both public health agencies in both Alameda and Contra Costa County deemed the Park District an essential service. Something that the Park District always knew, and the employees, when I mentioned this to them, they're like, well, yeah, duh, we know that. But to have been officially deemed that by both public agencies and really encouraging the Park District to stay open during the pandemic was a game changer for our community, because we had, as you guys know, local parks were closed. Cities, counties, playgrounds, right? The school district closed all the playgrounds. Couldn't go out and climb on these structures. And so the only game in town in these two counties really was our regional park system. And the employees of the park system really stepped up. And we had an incredible increase within these parks, over 30% increase overall. But in some of the parks, if some of you happen to visit, let's say Redwood, it was a many times more than 30% increase within that time period. And so the staff just really did extraordinary work. I was just meeting with our own sanitation department as well. I was just meeting with them recently, and they were telling me the stories of very early on in the pandemic of what that looked like to them, right? Something that probably nobody thinks about. Well, you have a 30% increase of park visitors within those parks. You're going to have at least a 30% increase in the needs of emptying those toilets. And remember, early on in the science, people really weren't sure about all of this. And our staff just told me they knew this was the moment that they had been training for, and they stepped up and served the community, which is an incredible amount of pride. So really, I'm so grateful. And as we know, part of the reason why the public health agencies deemed us essential is because the open space and our park system provides incredible physical and mental health benefits. And in fact, the Park District actually commissioned a study in 2017. So this is pre-pandemic. And in that study, they actually determined that East Bay Regional contributes over $20 million annually towards healthcare cost savings in the region. Pretty extraordinary. So as I mentioned, with the increase in our park visitors, it's also brought a whole host of new challenges. I'd like to tell the staff all sorts of wonderful challenges, because we've got a lot of first-time park users out there, and they're not going away. And so that's great, but it's requiring us to really kind of rethink some of the business that we're doing, and I'll get to that in a second. One thing that's been really unique in joining the Park District for me in comparison to running cities, and yes, I ran this wonderful large city as the longest tenured city administrator here, which it's one hell of a book someday. But one thing that's really different in running this special district, specifically this Park District, is that we're actually constantly growing. So we have an entire department dedicated to land acquisition. And if you look at over actually the last roughly decade, we've doubled the size of land that the Park District actually owns. And it's extraordinary. And if you were to go up onto Mount Diablo and take just the short rim trail, go up with your kids or grandkids or friends, and just take the 360 short rim trail around Mount Diablo, and you follow the ridge line all the way around the Bay Area. All of that is East Bay Regional Park District, and all of that is open space and preserved really because of the hard work of the district and their acquisition department, constantly buying up new properties that can be opportunities, but also there's lots of mitigations that where we'll have land donated to the Park District for development mitigations, and then really creative partnerships on conservation and habitat conservations. We have a lot of endangered species that we are stewards of within the district. And we also, something people don't realize, is we have thousands of acres of land bank properties. So we've been buying up all of these and conserving them, but we've got thousands of acres. A lot of it is in East County, both Alameda and Contra Costa counties. So there's a lot more to come. And then every year we're opening new parks. So this is also really, really exciting. This is, I mean, we are, as we are buying new properties and growing, expanding, we're also opening up new parks, including during COVID. The staff did extraordinary work. Judge John Sutter Park down at the base of the New Bay Bridge. If you haven't been out there yet, it's a little bit hidden. It took decades in the making. It was John's vision, and they were able to actually do a ribbon cutting before he passed away, which was really just special and extraordinary. But it's a gem that opened during COVID. Another one's the Dumbarton Quarry Campground. A lot of people don't know about this. It's the first urban campground in the Bay Area in decades, and that's also located at the base of the Dumbarton. And it's just an incredible amenity that just opened a month and a half ago. So Albany Beach, huge expansion of Albany Beach. I can keep going on these projects, but my point is that the district is just continuing to open up new amenities to our community. Another really, really exciting one that we just announced a new name is at the, it's a new very large regional park that will be opening in Concord at the former Naval Weapons Station. Also many decades in the making. And we recently renamed the park, or named it, not renamed it, but named it the Thurgood Marshall Regional Park and the home of the Port Chicago 50. And so go online. I don't want to take up time today to talk about that, but really a very special moment for me personally, that for the Park District to name the park after the horrific events that occurred there. And this is actually going to be a brand new visitor center in partnership with the National Park Service. So very exciting work that we're doing out there. So this kind of giving you an overview of the Park District, and something I question I've been getting a lot in my 7 months of being in this new job is, well, why did you go from running a large city to running a Park District? And so I just want to touch a little bit on that, which I think is really exciting for me, and really as I'm now leading this really dynamic place. And when I decided to leave Oakland, I actually gave the mayor quite a bit of notice and chose March 11th of 2020 as my last day. And I chose it because it's my birthday. Little did we know March 11th of 2020 was declared Sabrina B. Landreth Day in the city of Oakland and World Pandemic Day by the WHO. And the mayor, on my way out the door, she said that, you know, you had to face everything, and we decided to give you a going away gift, which was, those of you that remember the infected COVID cruise ship that came into the port, she said that was my last emergency operation I had to deal with. She said, you had ticked everything off the box, but we hadn't given you a pandemic cruise ship. So that was my going away gift. But I did offer to stay for a little while, but the city was in very, very, very good hands. And the reason why I decided to leave Oakland was that I felt like I had really built up the team that didn't need me anymore, which is the ultimate sign of success, which sounds kind of crazy, right? When you think about the challenges that this town continues to have. As a bureaucrat, really, my job was to stabilize things over that time period, and I felt really good about it, and left on a really high note. So why Park District? You know, part of the joke in my family is that there was, those of you that know a little bit of my history know that I had to serve concurrently as the police chief for about 8 months here during some chaotic times, while I was also the city administrator. And then I also had to serve as the fire chief. A lot of people don't know that, during really the aftermath of the Ghost Ship fire. And so there is a kind of a thing in my family where they said, gosh, you know, well, you just like constantly trying to get yourself so you're wearing a uniform in your jobs. And this job came up. I heard my predecessor was announced that he was retiring, and Bob Doyle was actually with the Park District for 47 years. 47 years. Only job he ever had was in the Park District. And he wore, those of you that have ever known Bob or seen Bob, Bob oftentimes would wear his uniform, almost like a ranger. And so when I heard this job that was open and I got a call about it, I thought, no. You guys have been trying to get me to wear a uniform for so many years, and I'm not going to be wearing a ranger uniform. And they said, no, you got to look at this. It's this big, complex organization, and it's at this inflection point where your skill set would really be a good fit. So I looked into it, and that's where I landed, and it's been fabulous. In terms of my vision for the place, I will tell you, I've been asked to go and run some very large cities in our country, and after I left Oakland, and for me, it's not really how I'm wired. There's a lot of journey city managers or journey public administrators that kind of move up to the next thing. Not really how I'm wired, unapologetically. For me to do this work, I have to feel very personally connected to the work. And part of the reason why I came back for a second tour of duty in Oakland. But I grew up in these parks, and my kids are actually sixth generation East Bay kids, and both my side and my husband's side. We like to debate about whose side's been here longer. I think it's Peter's side, but I really grew up in these parks. My parents grew up in these parks. My grandparents grew up in these parks. And it's deeply, deeply personal. I have a lot of stories about that. And again, for me to do this work, I actually, I was given advice early on in my career: never run an organization where you live or you feel too personally connected to, because it's hard to leave it at the end of the day. And, when I was running Oakland, people driving me in Trader Joe's and telling me about their potholes, right? But I love that. That's just how I am. I think it's okay to feel personally connected to the work. In fact, it's the only way I can do it. So that's why I decided to take this job. And I truly believe that the East Bay Regional Park District has an opportunity to, frankly, be the lead local government agency in the country. Now, and I don't mean just park district. I don't mean special district. I'm talking about lead local government district in the country. We're facing every challenge, frankly, that any local is facing. A lot of people don't think about that, but it's an incredible intersection of all these issues. Wildfire, number one issue of the day, right? We are the East Bay Regional is the lead example in the state of an agency that's actually been doing vegetation management against the urban interface for over a decade. Oakland, Berkeley, UC, they don't even have a plan to start to do some of this work. We've actually been on the ground. As I mentioned before, I have my own fire department. We partner with CAL FIRE and all of these other agencies. We have 2 helicopters. And we've been on the ground actually doing this work in an incredibly difficult regulatory environment around endangered species. Again, in a way, it's been surgical and safe in a way that no other agency, frankly, in the state has been able to do. And so that's been recognized by both our state and federal partners, and really trying to lift us up as the example, and then and to help the rest of the region. And so we have all these ingredients to try to solve these problems. Climate change. I've got 55 miles, right? 55 miles of shoreline here in the East Bay. Incredible opportunities to work on innovative sea level rise issues. I won't get into the details of that. Lots of information on our website about what we're doing with our federal partners around that. Transportation, about the Iron Horse Trail, the Bay Trail, all of these trails that are now moving from recreation to commute trails, right? Talk about just leading the country on that. Doing responsible development, really innovative partnerships with the intersection of needing to build more housing, especially in eastern Contra Costa and eastern Alameda counties, but making sure that we get mitigations and we don't have houses building up onto those hillsides. So really leading on that health disparities, equity issues, incredible work we're doing around interpretive programming, working with our tribal nations, doing just amazing things. There was an article that came out this week that I don't know if some of you saw it, which was about in Japan. They've done this study that being out in nature actually lowers your blood pressure. And so they're now prescribing what they're calling forest medicine. I don't know if anyone saw that. I'm at the front line of that. It's really incredible work we're doing with seniors in our community of getting people out. Kids in our community that might live a quarter mile away or less from our redwood forest, but have no idea that it's there, and really opening up access. Last thing I want to say is, this is the first time I've worked for government where people actually like what you're doing. About 6 weeks in the office for me to kind of get used to that. I'm like, wait a minute, where's all the complaints? I've got a very active constituency, don't get me wrong. People love their parks and have a lot of opinions about their parks, but it's with love. And this just blew me away that they had some survey results. It's a 92% of surveyed in our community, 92% deem us essential and support our efforts to keep the parks open and accessible. And 96% polled are saying that they greatly value our parks for physical and mental health benefits. So when I say I think that I can help the Park District be the lead local government agency in the country, a big part about that is that we have this brand. So I actually don't have to deal with a lot of, I would say, kind of the hurdle, right, of people liking us or knowing who we are. And so I can really get down to the real work and not be distracted by some of that. And so feeling a deep sense of responsibility. I have 33 cities in the district. I don't know why I signed up for that part, but I bring this a very unique perspective in having run 2 of those and have deep relationships really with all 33 of them because I've been doing this work for so long. And so really looking at how we can strengthen those partnerships to really move the whole region along as a leader in this. So thank you all very much for inviting me to come again in my new role. Hopefully, if I am never invited for a 3rd time in another role, I won't be in a uniform. But it's just a great pleasure to see so many faces that I know, and I think we have time for questions.
Thank you, Sabrina. We only have time for a couple of questions, so Isaac, you had your hand up first. Oh, we need just a moment. Here we go.
Thank you for coming, first of all. Serious question, and I'll accept whatever answer you feel comfortable giving. What if a critical mass of people thought Lake Merritt should be one of the future East Bay regional parks, given how well you manage parks for the region?
So it's a good question. So this is kind of, not Lake Merritt specifically, but this has come up in some of our cities where people have asked, you've got such clean bathrooms, you've got great maps, you've got, all of this. So there's been questions about the Park District acquiring existing parklands. Lake Merritt has not come up. I will tell you, my focus has really been, and I've been spending a tremendous amount of time with all those 33 cities to really try to figure out how I can help them help themselves on a lot of issues. So Oakland and Lake Merritt is one of them. Joaquin Miller is another great example, right? Constituents have no idea where Joaquin Miller ends and Roberts, or Redwood starts. So really working on a lot of partnerships together.
Thank you. CJ, Jack. I'll get 3. Hold on, CJ, I'll get you. Go ahead, Jack.
Sabrina, thank you for being here today. It's nice to see you and your smiling face. You've always been so pleasant to be around. You mentioned partnerships, and this is more for our benefit as Rotaries and perhaps yours, but Oakland Rotary has a long history with East Bay Regional Parks from Bill Mott, who was president of this club in the late 80s. Don Black, who served as the attorney for the park, and then Eddie Snow, who to build a barrier free park, Roberts Regional Park. So if there are things that Rotary can do to help and support what it is you do,
I appreciate that. We have a really robust regional park foundation as well. So I will share that with them. Thanks.
CJ.
Hi, Sabrina. It's great to see you. Welcome back to Rotary. So I'm asking a funny question. I have more time now to do some exploring that I never had time to do before. As you say, it's a very vast system. Give us an idea of some of the most quirky, unusual places that are part of the system that we might not know about.
Boy. It's like, people try to get me to say, what's your favorite park? And I always have to say, it's like, which one's your favorite kid? And it's my son, but no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Just being sick on you.
I know. Don't tell my daughter that. Boy, that's a great question. Well, there's a lot of, one thing that I just recently discovered is that we've been doing a lot of work on the Bay Water Trail. So it's something that a lot of people don't know about. And if you go online, we've actually been working really hard in some of these lesser known pockets of the bay to build kayak launches. And you can go out there, and there's one actually at Bay Point, which almost no one knows about. We just did a massive restoration out there of the wetlands. I went out recently to the kayak launch. You got to time the tides because you'll get stuck in the mud. But there's almost no one there, and it's just stunning, the amount of wildlife. Another one that a lot of people actually, this kind of kills me, but they don't realize this, right here in our own backyard is MLK Shoreline. A lot of people don't realize what a gem that is. It's down there. And we're doing a lot of work actually on Doolittle Drive on the other side to renovate that too. So and you can also put your kayak into the water there too. So there are many, many gems. The website has a whole list, and you can put in what kind of activity you're looking for. But yeah, the water trail actually is one that a lot of people don't know about. So there's lots of kayak launches if you want to do that.
Thank you, Sabrina. I'm not certain, but if I recall the last time you were here, was it you that started talking about how important it is to be a bureaucrat?
Oh, good memory.
And how good enough for government work actually meant something.
Good memory.
So anyway, thank you. Welcome back. And this year we're highlighting the new Rotary area of focus, the environment. In your honor, we're making a donation to the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, SRAG, towards their focus on biodiversity, sustainable living, pollution, the climate, food systems, and a circular economy. Thank you so much for being a part of our Civic Thursday meeting. Sean Marks, could you come up? Do you have some results for us?
I'm pleased to announce the following people who are on the nominating committee for this year. Anna Marie Jones, Robert Kidd, Jack McAvoy, Alita Scola, Pat Williams, Shannon Hackley, and Karen Friedman. We'll be hearing from me soon on our first meeting. Thank you.
Joe Gualca. Yeah, Mike, take Joe real quick here.
Thank you, President Dudley. Fellow Rotarians, next week our speaker will be Vicki Politz, a director with Rotary International, one of 15 directors on the Rotary International Board of Directors. As a young, dynamic, energetic female, she's not the typical face of a RI leader. Many claim Rotary is the world's best kept secret. As an international organization with 1.2 million Rotarians like us and 35,000 Rotary clubs around the world, it can be hard to keep up. Next week, learn what's in our Rotary future, no secrets held back, and hear stories of life-changing, planet-changing projects we all are part of through the Rotary Foundation. Be prepared to laugh and maybe tear up a bit As a Rotarian, you will be inspired and proud. As a non-Rotarian, you'll be ready to join. Don't miss next week as the secrets of Rotary are revealed. And just an FYI, at the pre-meeting social, just for fun, the Rotary Foundation Committee will provide some champagne and truffles along with the normal wine and cheese and fruit spread. So come early and get in the Rotary spirit. See you next week.
Thank you, Joe. So next week, we'll be here at the ballroom. It's a hybrid meeting again. Any final bell ringers?
Yes, President Dudley, we have a bell ringer here online.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Sandeepa?
We do have a bell ringer here online.
And who is it?
I think the bell ringer is, I don't see it now.
Linda Chu. Okay.
Linda Chu, yes, Linda Chu.
Okay. I'm sure it's for a very good reason. Thank you, Linda. Okay. Tommy,
Can I ring the bell for?
Today, I'm sorry that we had to. Okay, Keith. Keith Uriarte rings the bell for the new members. I'll keep this meeting open if you want to give me money. Okay, folks, next week we're here. Tommy Edwards, thank you for your thought for the day. It was really wonderful, I'm sure.
Dave, you have to speak up. I think then Sandeepa will hear you.
I'd like to ring the bell for Sabrina.
And John, thank you. Sean
Hey,
Marks.
we have one more bell ring over here. Who was that? I couldn't hear you.
Steve Lowe, I'd like to ring the
Steve
bell
Lowe.
for Sabrina Landreth.
Steve Lowe wants to ring the bell for Sabrina.
Sabrina, okay, thank you.
And Dudley, are we doing drinks with you tonight?
Paul Harris recipients, Marin, Isa, could you guys go to the back of the room and we'll welcome you on the way out. Liz, Kathy Jackson again, past President Seth, thank you. Bruce Nye, thank you. Sabrina, thank you. Joe Garalka, everybody who came today. Remember, we're Rotary, serve to help others, and don't keep us a secret. You guys are out of control. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.